Hey y'all, it's your girl Koi Simone back with another video. So y'all, today we finna get into it. We finna just get straight into it. Today we is having another girl talk, and it is going to be, drum roll please, sex. All things all things about virginity, all things losing virginity, everything around it. I'm giving y'all how I lost my Vcard, my virginity story, things I wish I knew before I lost my virginity, the whole nine. Because I feel like the girls need to know, what's wrong. We know it's sharing. Sharing is caring. Okay, but anyways, y'all, this is a topic that I have been wanting to talk about for a while. Like when I switched over from my channel from doing nail tutorials, and I was like, I actually want to start doing like more face-to-face content and start doing like, more talks and girl talks and stuff. I had wrote out a long list of like the topics I wanted to do videos about, and this was in the top 5 topics. This was in the top 5 topics of what I want to do a video about. So y'all, we all done been there, done that. If you have not lost your virginity, then stay tuned. If you have lost your virginity, stay tuned. Because, girl, this is everything that I wish I knew before I lost my virginity and before I start having sex. Because I ain't gonna say we was all, because we got some girls who wait until they're grown or whatever. But, like, I feel like most people who lose their virginity, they probably didn't know nothing about sex, or they thought they knew about sex, and they didn't know nothing. They didn't know nothing about sex. Because I know I did. I lost my virginity when I was 16, 17. No, I think I was 16 when I lost my virginity. But I was turning 17 in like 2 weeks. So, yeah, I was turning 17 in like 2 or 3 weeks, I think so. But, yeah. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have kept my cucanana to myself. Because when you lose your virginity, when you first start having sex, baby, your whole body changes. Nobody talks about the changes. Everybody talks about, the pain or whatever the case. Nobody talks about how your body changes tremendously. Your pH changes. Everything about your body changes. Like, literally, like, everything. When you start letting other men inside you, honey, your whole body changes. And this was things that I wish I knew about that. Because I was just like, when I started having sex, I was like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? Like, what is wrong with me? I ain't never had these problems until I gave my cucanana up. And I just wish I would have never gave it up. Wish I would have kept it to myself, because the person I gave it to didn't deserve it. And I'm pretty sure everybody who lost their virginity, they lost their virginity to somebody who did not deserve their cucanana. Like, can I get an amen? Amen. First things first, that I want to say, if you're tuning in and you haven't lost your virginity, baby, and you think that you're ready to lose your virginity, or you don't think that there's something that you want to do, don't let no man talk you out of your cucanana. Because that's what happened to me. Like, I wasn't like 100% like peer pressure, but I was persuaded. I was like thinking like, no, I don't want to do this. But when you really like somebody, think you in love, all that puppy love, they be like, oh, if you really love me, you'll give it up. Oh, if you really like me, I promise it's not gonna hurt. She's trying to persuade you to give it up. And that's kind of was my situation. Like, I was dealing with somebody, my very first boyfriend. He was my very first boyfriend. He was my very first kiss. He took my virginity. And he was just like on some, come on, come on. And I'm sorry, y'all. Something had happened with my phone. But they be kind of persuading you to, like, have sex with them. And honey, it takes a strong person. Because like when when you young, you be wanting to fit in, you be wanting boys to like you, you just be wanting people to like you, and you just be wanting to fit in, you just be wanting to be in with the crowd. And that is something, like, my friends around me that was having sex, they was telling me their virginity stories. So I was just like, I had this little boyfriend at the time, and mind y'all, he had a whole girlfriend. He was cheating on me. It was just a mess. It was a mess, y'all. It was a fucking mess. But yes, y'all, this is just like, hold on. If you haven't lost your virginity, baby, hold on to it, because these is not worth giving it up to. If you can hold on to it as long as you can, like I always tell myself, when I have a daughter, I'm gonna tell her, hold on to your virginity as long as you can, because it is something that you cannot get back, and it is something that is very valuable. That is something that, you know, is life-changing. It was very life-changing for me. Like, when I lost my virginity and I started having sex, like, my body got thrown off, my pH got thrown off, I was getting BV, I was getting yeast infections. Nobody talks about the things, like, your body go through all these hormonal changes. Like, it's just, I didn't know what was going on with me. Like, I was just like, what the hell is happening? Like, I just didn't know what was going on with me, y'all. But it's just like, people don't talk about the real truth of, they don't talk about the real truth of, you know, having sex. And then, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like, sex is so, like, glorified and so, like, people make it seem like that is this amazing thing. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, when I first having sex, it was not amazing. It did not feel good to me. Like, you know, I didn't know my body then. Of course, he didn't know. We was young. You know, all we knew is you just stick it in the hole and you just hump back and forth. That's all we knew at the time. So, like, you know, we didn't really know nothing about pleasure, you know, clit stimulation, none of that, you know. So, like, I learned that as I grew older. But it's just like, I didn't know my body then. Like, I was still learning my body. I'm still learning my body. Like, you know, I'm 23 and I'm still learning things about my body. You know, what my body likes, what it don't like. You know, what it takes to climax. Like, all that. So it's just like, it's a lot that goes into sex than just sticking in the hole and just doing it, going back and forth. Like, it's a lot. And then, and at the time, I did not know that. So, like, I didn't enjoy sex. And, like, a lot of people, when I talk about, like, losing my virginity with a lot of people, a couple questions I've been asked was that, like, you know, did you bleed and stuff like that? You know, when you first have sex, you know, you break your hymen and all of that. Me, personally, I did not bleed. I don't know. Everybody is different. It hurted. Yes, it did. But I definitely didn't bleed when I did it the first time. You know, like, everybody's body is different. I didn't feel no pleasure in it. I was just doing it. Like, even after the fact, like, after I had started having sex, like, you know, consistently with this guy, like, you know, I was getting used to it. I wasn't feeling any pleasure. Like, I didn't get any pleasure out of having sex. I was just wanting to have sex because he was my boyfriend. He wanted to do it, and I wanted to please him. So it's just like, I wasn't getting any pleasure out of sex, y'all. When I had my first orgasm, I was 21. I'm 23. And I had been having sex since 16. I had my first orgasm at 21. I squirted for the first time. I know this might be TMI. I'm sorry, y'all. But the mama, daddy, grandparents, sisters, click off. If you're watching this, just gonna click off. Just click off. This is the girls talk. Click off. But I squirted for the first time this year. I was 23. I was 23. No. I just lied. I lied. I just turned 23 last month. I'm sorry, y'all. I just lied. I was 22. I was 22 when I squirted for the first time. And I was 21 when I had my first orgasm. I didn't even know my body could do those things. Literally. Like, I wasn't getting pleasure out of sex for years. Because I was just like, it just didn't even feel good to me. Like, you know, I was faking it till I could make it, y'all. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But that's the things that people don't talk about. That's why it is good to learn your body. It's good to know hygiene. It's good to know all of these things before you start having sex, because like I said, your body changes drastically, y'all. Like I said, when I first started having sex, I was getting BV. I didn't know what was going on. I was getting, you know, and BV is that bacterial vaginosis, is when you have a imbalance of good bacteria and bad bacteria. Is not an STD, it's not an STI, it's just your bacteria in your body is thrown off. So it would be like your pH is thrown off. Like my pH was getting thrown off. I was getting yeast infections. I didn't know what was going on. You know, I didn't know how to properly clean myself at the time. Because, you know, I'm just going to be honest, like, growing up, my people didn't take out the time to teach me this. I got on YouTube and learned how to know hygiene. They didn't take out the time to, you know, 15, 14. They didn't teach me how to shave. When I got my period, I had to get on YouTube and figure out how to do good period hygiene, how to do tampons. They didn't teach me none of this. So, like, yeah, y'all. Like, so I was one of the girls that YouTube raised me. I'm not gonna lie, I am forever thankful for YouTube, because like I said, when I got my period, I Google YouTube. When I started having sex, I was on YouTube. Like, YouTube taught me everything that I know. And I thank y'all for that. I thank the girlies for that, literally, because baby, my folks didn't teach me that. Like, I didn't know how to properly use a pad. I didn't properly know how to shave. I didn't know how to shave. I get waxes now, but like I didn't know how to shave then. And like, so yeah, and that might be another video that I do for y'all. So, but I'm just throwing it out there. Like, y'all have to really like, before you lose your virginity, just take the time out to see if that's what you really want to do. Because men, well, I'm not saying men, because they're not men at the time, but boys, they will persuade you. They will make it sound so good. They will wrap it up and tie it up with a bow and deliver it to you personally to make it sound so good to make you lose your only valuable thing. Like, come on now. Like, you know, they will say some things to you and you'll be like, you'll be thinking you in love. You'll be thinking they love you. And then next thing you know, you get your virginity took and they nowhere to be found. Because, y'all, just a little story time on when I got my virginity took from my first boyfriend or whatever. Y'all, let me tell y'all. So, I was already nervous because I was like, I really didn't want to do it. But, you know, I was like, I really like this boy. You know, I'm gonna let him take my virginity. Whatever. And I knew if my aunt would have caught me, I would have had my ass beat if she knew I was having sex. But, so, the whole story time. And it was just like, he came, I was with, so I'm not going to disclose my location. I was somewhere, I was at someone's house at the time, and they was gone to work. So he used to live like right behind the house. He used to live right behind the house that I was always at on the weekends. So like he could literally walk over there like 30 seconds and he was there. So we had talked about it for like a long time. Like we had talked about it up to lean to the point to where it was happening. I was nervous. I was telling him I was nervous. Like, there's nothing to be nervous about. This, that, and the third. And so, I guess I was 16 at the time. He came over. I called him. Well, I texted him. He came over. And it happened. And so, it was, like I said, it was very uncomfortable. But it happened. And, y'all, afterwards, he ended up saying he was going to go play basketball or whatever. When I tell y'all, I was blowing up his phone because he was not texting back. He was not responding back to me because I was already nervous because I was just like, I had heard so many stories like, you know, YouTube of people saying that, you know, men talk them into losing their virginity and they never talk to them again. I didn't want to get ghosted. Like, I didn't want to be like, damn, I just gave it all up for nothing. You know, I just lost this for nothing. Like, y'all. He ended up texting me back, but it was like later on in the day. He was like, bro, chill. I was playing basketball. Like, he was very inconsiderate. He was very inconsiderate because, like, me being young, you know, I need reassurance that you just run off on me with my kukanana. Like, what? Like, you know, but that was that. And so, like, y'all, it was just not a good experience for me. It just was not a good experience for me. I wish that I would have kept my virginity because, like I said, my body changed very drastically after that. And also, another thing, y'all, dudes, when they try to take your virginity or have sex with you or whatever, like, dudes will try to persuade you not to wear a condom. Always, I cannot stress this enough. Always use protection. Like, please always use protection, y'all, because STDs are very real. STIs are very real. It's a lot of diseases out here that once you get, you are stuck with for life. Like, example, herpes, HIV, AIDS. Like, it's a lot of stuff out here that you can get stuck with just off of one time. It's off of one time. And also, besides STDs, babies. I know somebody personally who they lost their virginity, they got pregnant the first time they had sex. So it's just like, you know, they obviously they wasn't ready for no baby. And y'all, it's just like, y'all, just to my younger people, please think before you let it go. Like, this is coming from your big sister. I'm your big sister you never had. Like, think before you let it go, y'all. And you have to be mentally strong. Because, like I said, a guy will make something sound so good and you will just fall right into his trap. You will just fall right into it. Like, you have to really, like, sit down with yourself and think if that's what you really want to do. And, like, and if you do it or whatever, please wear protection. Because I'm not even gonna lie, me transparent to y'all. The first time I had sex, when I got my virginity took, I did not have protection. No, I didn't get pregnant. No, I didn't get anything. But, you know, like you said, you can get infections. You can get, like, bacterial infections. Your pH can get thrown off. You know, like, you can get pregnant. You can get an STD. You can get an STI. Like, and this is like, I'm so big on this. Like, I'm very big on this. Like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When I was in a relationship, me and my boyfriend, we wasn't using protection, and you know, I had got pregnant twice, got pregnant back to back or whatever. But you know, I never could got anything or anything like that. But I've had people around me. I've had people around me that things happen to them, and I just be like, no. And I've heard stories like of innocent girls, beautiful girls, pretty girls getting things. Like, I be on TikTok and it be people just talking about their life stories of how they contacted HIV, how they contacted AIDS, how they contacted herpes off of one mistake because they did not wrap it up, y'all. And I don't know, like, if y'all come from a small school, like, we had sex ed in school, but they didn't teach us shit. They didn't teach us nothing. They didn't scare us enough. So it's just like, y'all, it's just, this is just something I wish I can go back and tell my younger self. If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I would be like, keep your virginity, girl. Like, keep your virginity. Also, how can I put this? Also, like, some things that I've learned over the years, like, I'm being completely vulnerable, completely transparent right now. Things that I've learned over the years is that, like, your mental, your mind, and your kukanana is the most powerful things on you. And they're the most vulnerable things on you. So it's just like, that's what makes you you. That's what makes you the woman you are. And you don't want to have a bad mindset and a ran through kukanana. So it's just like, you have to value those things. You have to value your mental, and you have to value your kukanana, because I mean, once that's devalued, no one is going to see value in you. And this is coming from someone who had a whole phase. This is coming from someone who had an OnlyFans. This is coming from someone who been there, done it. And I'm just being honest with y'all. I'm being completely transparent with y'all. I've been there, done that. You know, I didn't have no self-worth at one point. I didn't have no value about myself at one point. But as I got older, I learned that. And this is something that I wish I could have went back and told my younger self to just, yeah, I'm gonna cry right now because this is a very sensitive. Ooh, yeah, my necklace just broke. Okay, I had to fix my necklace, y'all. It had came off. This little Shein necklace, I got these for Shein for $3, so this bound to break. But yeah, this is a very sensitive topic for me because I just really feel like, yeah, this is a very sensitive topic for me, y'all. I just really wish that I could have kept my innocence. Like, I really wish I could have. But you know, you can't dwell on the past. You live and you learn. I'm thankful for the lessons. I'm thankful for, you know, I'm thankful for it all. So, I'll be very honest with y'all. Like I said, this is coming from somebody who's been there, done that. And also another thing that people don't speak on is like the things that you do, like, you know, after you have your virginity, after you lose your virginity. Like, for me, you know, it's different for everybody. I can't say everybody do this because, you know, everybody have a different experience. I can't speak for nobody but myself. So, like, when I had lost my virginity and I started having sex, you know, and the person that took my virginity, I stopped dealing with him, like, I felt like I said, I really didn't have, you know, I was young. I didn't really know anything about self-value, self-love. You know, I didn't have my dad in my life, didn't have my parents in my life. So, like, when I started talking to boys, like, I would have sex with them because it's just like, or I would be persuaded to have sex with them, or I would feel like I would need to have sex with them because that would be the only thing that would keep them around. Let me just tell y'all, sex don't keep nobody. A baby don't keep nobody. Like, nothing keeps nobody unless they somebody that want to be killed. So let's be for real. And like, y'all, when I was dealing with people, like, I started feeling like I had to have sex with these people to keep them, or have sex with these people to like keep them around. Like, you know, it was a couple times I had just met somebody and like I felt like, you know, I wanted them in my life, so I would have sex with them, or like I feel like that's all I had to offer at one point. I'm not gonna lie, like growing up, like it changed me, like it changed my mindset, it changed my like how I think, how I view things. And I thought this all guys wanted. I thought all guys wanted sex, so that's what I was offering at the time, like, you know, when I was dealing with people, like, with sex. And I didn't know any better, you know, I didn't know any better growing up. And so it kind of left me with a broken heart, a broken childhood, broken innocence, broken peace, because after these guys got what they wanted, they went on about their way. So that's why I tell y'all, like, guys will tell y'all anything just to get in your pants. And if you grew up like I did, no guidance really, no parents, nobody to sit down and talk to you about the birds and the bees, nobody to sit down and talk to you about, sex, nobody to sit down and talk to you about, growing up, things, how guys are going to look at you when you get older. And I was sexualized a lot too when I was younger. So it's just like, I feel like that's all I had, because like, I was sexualized. You have a brain, you have a mind, you have beauty, and you have standards. You just haven't grew into learning that. You just haven't grew into that yet. And that's something that I had learned now. And I'm glad that I learned it, even though I'm 23, it took me a little while to learn that. So that you're more than just sex, you're more than just ass, you're more than just titties. You're more than just you're more than that. Like, you are valuable, you are worthy, you are important, you are beautiful. So it's just like, you can't let nobody think that all you is just sex to them, like, because that's all your relationship will be based off of, is just sex. So it's just like, y'all, when it comes to, I'm telling you, like, people don't understand. Like, they glorify having sex, they glorify losing their virginity. And also another thing is, soul ties are real. I had soul ties with somebody like for a long time, for years, and I just cut it off last year, y'all. I just cut it off last year. So it's just like, I've been having soul ties. Like, soul ties is real, and also energy transfer is real. When you have sex with people and you let them, when y'all intertwine with each other, their energy is transferring into you. Your energy is transferring into them. And so you're, if you have all these different sex partners or whatever they going through, like, you feel that after sex, because it's just like, you ever just had sex and you just feel so depressed, you just feel so down, you just feel so something, because they transfer their energy to you. So your kukanana is very valuable. That is your haven. That is your, like, you have to protect it by all means. Just like you have to protect your mental, you have to protect it by all means, y'all. Like, this was things that I wish that was told to me when I was younger, because I would have held out. Like, I wouldn't have took the routes that I took in life, like, but I'm grateful that I did, because I can encourage somebody else. I can talk to somebody else about my experiences, what I went through, like the hard truth about the hard truth about losing your virginity, the hard truth about men, the hard truth about growing up and being sexualized. And then if you're beautiful, you're gonna get sexualized a lot. Like, I know a lot of people that got sexually taken advantage of. Like, I'm one myself. So it's just like, that's a hard truth for people to swallow, and a lot of people don't speak on it a lot. A lot of people don't talk about the mental warfare you have with yourself after you lose your virginity, and the things that you go through after you lose your virginity. Like, it's not a game. Like, even though it might seem fun to do at the time because your friends are doing it, or because you're influenced to doing it, like, it seemed like it just seemed like the right thing to do at that moment. Pause, wait, think about it before you let it go, please. And I'm gonna also say this as well. If you feel like, I'm not no one's mama here, I'm not here to judge. Like, if you're in a relationship with someone and you feel like you're ready to lose your virginity, and you feel like, you want to take it to the next level with your partner or whatever, make sure that it's a guy that cares. Make sure it's a guy that, is there for you emotionally, physically, and mentally. Make sure that they're talking with you about it. They're talking you, through the whole process of losing your virginity, because that is a big thing. Like, and make sure you take very good care of yourself. Make sure you get regular checkups. Make sure you go get your pap smears. Make sure you go get, make sure you get all that, like, y'all, like, make sure you go to clinics, you get your doctor's appointments, make sure you go get, your annual breast exams, just make sure you keep your body healthy. Like, you want to make sure that you keep your kukanana healthy. Like, and like I said, you're dealing with someone, make sure that you are doing it for all the right reasons. Please don't be out here giving it up to somebody just because you think you like them, just because you think you love them, just because. And even if you're not a virgin, this is advice to people who are not a virgin, or you might be celibate, or you might be abstinence, or you might be, you want to, like, make sure you just not up here giving it up because, like I said, because you think you like them, because you think you love them, because you feel like you need to. Because there was me, like, when I first started talking to somebody, I feel like a sex had to be a part of the relationship. Like, I didn't know any better, because that's all I ever was, shown. Like, there was all that was ever done. Like, I feel like sex was like a part of relationship. Like, Now I make people wait. Like, make them wait. Like, you know, even if you don't already lost your virginity, make them wait, because, you know, it's other things you need to consider other than sex, because sometimes that's all people want. That's all men want is sex. Like, so you just have to, you have to take your time and really take the time to get to know somebody, and take the time to see if they really care about you, genuinely care about you, before you give it up. Because, I mean, we live in a world where, like I said, sex is idolized, and they think that it's just something to play with, and it's not. It is not nothing to play with, y'all. These STDs is real, and they done took away abortions in most states. I know in the state of Arkansas, in a lot of states, they done took away abortions. You know, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, just go out here and get pregnant and have all these abortions, you know, because I'm pro-choice. I'm always pro-choice, but at the end of the day, like, you have to be careful, because times have changed, things have changed, and you just have to make sure that you're mentally and you're emotionally ready for it. Because, I mean, your whole world is going to change afterwards. If you have someone that loves you and cares about you, and people have beautiful experiences when losing their virginity. I was unfortunately not one of those persons, you know. And if you have a beautiful experience, then, you know, I love that for you. But it's just that we live in a time of world where it's hard to come by. So you just have to know, make sure that you're doing it for all the right reasons and not all the wrong reasons, and make sure you're doing it for the right person and not for the wrong person. And make sure it's somebody that you're going to be with, somebody that you want to be with, or somebody that wants to be with you and sees a future with you guys, because you don't want to give it up. Because there is the most, people don't talk about how giving it up and them leaving is the most degrading feeling ever. Like, it's definitely the most degrading feeling ever, because it's just like, damn, I just gave you myself and you just left. Like, you feel disgusting, you feel nasty. Then also, like I said, we live in a world where people don't glorify condoms. They glorify hoeing, they glorify pimping, they glorify cheating, and they're out here having unprotected sex with other people. All it takes is one time. All it takes is one time to get pregnant or to get an STD. That's all it takes, y'all, is one time. So you have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. You have to make sure that you are making them wrap it up. No glove, no love. No glove, no love, baby. No. Motto, no glove, no love. Because that would try to talk you out of it. Oh, it don't feel the same. Oh, it doesn't fit. Boy, bye. I had that one too many times that it don't fit. Who do you think you is? Because let me tell y'all something. I wish I had a condom with me right now. I would show y'all. When I used to go to the clinic when I was younger, they would give us these brown paper bags that had lifestyle condoms in them in a red wrapper. When you go in for your checkup or whatever, you're going in to go get your birth control, they used to give us these little brown paper bags, and they had lifestyle condoms in there. And a lot of people be saying, oh, these condoms not gonna fit. Y'all, I took that lifestyle condom and I put that condom on my foot. That whole condom fit on my foot and came up here. Ain't nobody thinking that big. Like, so you cannot tell me that it's not fitting. And if you feel like it ain't fitting, then go get you one that fit. But we're not doing anything until you go get this condom, because I don't play that. You know, but that's how you have to be in this generation. Because like I said, this generation glorifies sneaky links, they glorify cheating. And it's just bad out here, y'all. So you just have to take the proper precautions to make sure that everything is okay. Because like I said, you have to protect two things a woman has to protect is their kukanana and their mental. Like, that is the most valuable things on us, literally. Because y'all, when I tell y'all, this was things that I wish my mom or, you know, the person that raised me sat down and told me and sat down and talked to me about, you know, the value of yourself and all of that. I really wish I could have had this growing up. So that's why I'm doing this video and filming this for y'all, because you just never know who might need it. You just never know. But yeah, y'all, like, and it's just like, you just have to know, because that is a big step. Losing your virginity is a big step that a lot of people downplay and a lot of people water down losing your virginity, because that is a very big step in your life. Because like I said, your body go through all these changes, and it comes with feelings. Your feelings get attached, you get emotional, you start going through these emotional roller coasters, and you just don't know. And it's just like you're stepping out into womanhood, because you done finally, like, you know, had sex and, like, you know, getting your period and just, you know, just everything. Like, I don't care what nobody say, like, lose your virginity, that's life-changing. That's major. Like, that's more life-changing than getting your period, literally. Like, that is very life-changing, because a lot comes with that. Like I said, your feelings, diseases, babies, like a lot comes with it. And also a lot of people don't talk about like when you do lose your virginity, like, well, I ain't gonna cap, like, this nowadays it's sex and stuff so normalized, so nobody slut shames anyone anymore. But back when I was growing up, it was kind of like when you lost your virginity, and like say you lost your virginity to a boy and he gonna tell everybody and they're calling you a hoe or calling you this and this or this and that. Like that was slut shaming back then. But now it's glorified being a slut. Not saying that you're a slut if you lose your virginity, because you're definitely not, because you're not. But a lot of people will do that because if they find out that you lost your virginity at a young age or did this or did that, So it's just a lot comes with that. So you just have to make sure that you're like emotionally ready for all day, because you just gotta, but my advice is wait as long as you can. And if you already have lost your virginity, you're still valuable, you're still worth it, you're still that girl, okay? Even if you already done lost your virginity. But just make sure that you're not getting persuaded by these men to have sex with them on the first night, or think that you have to have sex with them to make the relationship work. Because like I said, when I lost my virginity and I started dating guys and started being in relationships and stuff, I thought that that's what came with it, so I was always, it's easy to get manipulated and it's easily to get persuaded. And as a female, it's like we thrive off our emotions, so like it's very easy. But like I said, like growing up, like it's a lot of things that I wish I can redo when it comes to sex and sexuality and all of that, and like giving it up too early, and just all that stuff. Like it's a lot of things that I wish I could change, but I'm glad that I went through that, because I learned, and I'm not still doing those things. So it's just like you learn value in yourself. Like you learn value, you just learn growing up. But that's my little girl talk for today, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys took some tips. I hope you guys gained some knowledge. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye. Niggas want me to get ratchet. Niggas want me to attack it. Put the hood on, telling me cashes. Aren't you like Bob Saget?